Hi folks, Mike here. This question isn't really a pediatrics question, at least not what you think, because I'm used to just taking care of a bunch of babies, but when you've been around long enough, then those babies grow up to be preteens and teens, and what essentially happens is they start asking you adult questions. So this question was actually from one of the kids that had come in a couple of weeks ago, so I thought I would address it just because I'm a father and it's out there and I need to know it, you need to know it. Anyway, so I'm paraphrasing what this young gentleman came in for a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, but he's a 16-year-old male, so I'm paraphrasing everything he said, but I wrote it down so I remembered. So he said, I'm really worried. I went to prom with my girlfriend, and after we went to a house party, both of us got naked and she was rubbing her, I changed the word to vagina, on my, and I changed the word to pee-pee, which got wet. I was never inside of her. I am scared and I think I need to get tested for AIDS. So first and foremost, the term is considered to be outer course, when there's no penetration, versus intercourse. And outer course does not transmit sexual diseases such as HIV and gonorrhea and trichomonas. Those are not, outer course does not transmit those. So first and foremost, that's what I told him. Secondly, just because you're having outer course, which means this external rubbing of your private parts on each other, it doesn't mean you can't get sexually transmitted diseases. It just means you can't get those that we already discussed, because you still can get syphilis and herpes and human papillomavirus, which is HPV. But the question is there really anything significant that he needs to be tested for? Is a teenage girl going to have that, even though you can, or a teenage boy, even though it can be transmitted without the presence of any lesions? So even if there's nothing there, you can still transmit the disease. So what I said was, if you really feel strongly about getting tested for HIV, you can if they'll make you feel better, but it's really unlikely that that's your exposure, especially when he said that's essentially his gateway into intercourse or outer course with a girl. So my next question to him was, did you like it? Because if you like it, then how is it that you're not going to do it again? Because ideally you shouldn't do it. You know, I try and encourage abstinence, but if you have teenagers that are starting to do something, is it realistic, even though you try and tell them not to do it, to just tell them don't do it and let them walk out of the office? So I followed that up with, if you continue to do this and have intercourse, then you are at risk at things such as pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases, so you have to be aware of that. So even if you take some preventive measures or prophylactics used, even though you do that, you still have a risk of an exposure for HPV and herpes and syphilis, just because of the skin-to-skin contact. So that's it. The reason I brought that up is this is a little kid that he was a baby when he first came, and now he's becoming an adult, and these are good questions. At least he's asking us. But so anyway, that's it. I'm done. Feel free to have some suggestions to me as a father. I don't know how to really broach this topic directly with my kids, even though they are at that age, aside from just telling them to behave. But that's it. I'm done. I hope you have a great week, and thank you very much.